My name is Eileen Demir. I am 23 years old. It has busy markets. There is the smell of bread. There is the smell of spices in the air. When I think about my childhood, I see my small stone house. I see the small stone house where I grew up. I hear my mother. She calls my name from the kitchen. She calls my name every day. My father is Mehmet Demir. He is a history teacher. He works in a public school. He is a calm man. He loves books. He loves tea. Every night he reads books. Every night he drinks black tea. He drinks black tea from a small glass. My mother is Elif Demir. She is a seamstress. She works at home. She makes beautiful dresses. She makes dresses every day. She is kind. She is strong. She always tells me one thing. She says, "Eileen, you must stand tall." She says this many times. I have one older brother. His name is Kerem. He is 2 years older than me. He likes football. He likes cars. When we were children, he was my hero. He was my hero every day. My grandparents lived near us. My grandfather was a farmer when he was young. My grandmother made the best baklava. She made the best baklava in the neighborhood. Everyone liked her baklava. We were a middle-class family. We did not have much money. We did not have a lot of money, but we had enough. We had books. We had food. We had love. We had a lot of love. In summer, we visited my grandparents in the village. The village was small. I played with my cousins in the fields. The fields were big. We ran after chickens. The chickens were fast. We climbed trees. The trees were tall. We climbed many trees. In the evening, we sat outside. We sat outside every evening. We looked at the stars. The stars were bright. I felt safe. I felt very safe. Gaziantep is famous for its food. I grew up eating baklava. I grew up eating kebab. I grew up eating spicy soups. On special days, my mother cooked dolma. She cooked rice with lamb. She cooked this food on special days. During Ramadan, we woke up before sunrise. We woke up early. We ate together. We ate as a family. At night, we went to the mosque. I wore a simple dress. I wore a colourful scarf. I loved the lights in the streets. I loved the sweet sound of people talking. The people talked and talked and talked. When I was 10, many Syrian families came to our city. They came because of the war in Syria. I saw tired children in the streets. The children were very tired. Some of them came to my school. At first, I did not understand. I did not understand why they were sad. My father explained war to me. He used simple words. He said, "War takes homes and dreams." He said this to me. I felt afraid. I felt very afraid. I asked him one question. I asked, "Can war come here?" He looked at me. He said, "We must work for peace." He said so many times. As I grew older, I started to see other problems. In my neighborhood, some girls left school early. They left school when they were young. They married at a young age. Some people said one thing. They said, "Girls do not need much education." These words hurt me. The words hurt me a lot. I loved school. I loved reading. I loved writing. I dreamed of going to university. I wanted to become a journalist. I wanted to tell stories. I wanted to tell stories about people who had no voice. My father supported me. He said, Education is your power. He said this many times, but not everyone agreed. Some relatives told my mother one thing. They said, Eileen should think about marriage. My mother stayed silent in front of them. She stayed silent. Later in our kitchen, she held my hands. She held my hands tight. She said, "Follow your dream. I could not study. You can." She said this to me. When I was 17, something happened. It changed my life. There was a big earthquake. It was in the south of Turkey. It was early morning. I was in bed. The ground started to move. The walls shook. The walls shook. Hard. Glass broke. My mother screamed my name. She screamed loud. I ran to the door with my family. The building moved like a boat in the sea. It moved a lot. I was very afraid. I thought I would die. I thought this many times. We went outside. The street was full of people. Some buildings were broken. We could hear sirens. We could hear cries. Our house was damaged, but it did not fall. Many families were not so lucky. Their houses fell. For days we slept in a tent in a park. We slept there many days. It was cold at night. It was very cold. I saw pain in the eyes of my neighbours. I saw pain every day. I saw children who lost their homes. The children were sad. That week changed me. I saw journalists from different cities. I saw journalists from different countries. They spoke to people. They showed the truth on television. I watched a young woman reporter. She stood in front of a broken building. She spoke with strong words. I felt something in my heart. I said to myself, I want to do this. I want to tell our story. I said this many times. After the earthquake, life was hard. My father's school was closed for some time. It was closed. My mother lost many clients. She lost many. We had money problems. We had big money problems. My brother started to work part-time. He worked to help us. I felt guilty. I felt very guilty. I wanted to continue my studies. One night I said to my father, maybe I should work and not go to university. He looked at me with serious eyes. He said, no, you will study. We will find a way. He said this to me. I studied very hard for the university exam. I woke up early every day. I read books. I solved many questions. Sometimes I felt tired. Sometimes I felt afraid. I thought, what if I fail? My mother brought me tea. She kissed my hair. She said, you are strong, Eileen. She said this every time. I passed the exam. I entered a university in Ankara. I cried. When I saw my name on the list, I cried a lot. It was the first time I left Gaziantep for a long time. Ankara was big. Ankara was cold. I missed my family. I missed the smell of my mother's food. In my first week, I felt lonely. I sat in my small dorm room. I cried quietly. I cried many times, but I did not give up. I did not stop. In my classes, I met other students from different cities. One of them was Zeynep. She wanted to be a lawyer. We became close friends. We studied together. We shared our fears. Some professors were very kind. One of them was Professor Kaya. He told us, a good journalist must listen more than speak. His words stayed in my mind. They stayed there. University was not easy. I worked part-time in a cafe. I worked to pay for my books. Sometimes I was very tired. I went to class in the morning. I worked in the evening. There were moments when I wanted to return home. But then I remembered the earthquake. I remembered the children in tents. I remembered the women who could not speak freely. I remembered my dream. I remembered every day. In my 3rd year, I had a chance. I worked as an intern for a local newspaper. On my first day, my hands were shaking. The editor gave me a small task. He said, write about a community centre for women. I went there. I spoke with many women. Some of them learned to read and write there. One woman told me, this place changed my life. When I wrote her story, I felt proud. I felt very proud. The article was published with my name. I bought 5 copies of the newspaper. I sent one to my family. My father called me. He said, I am proud of you, my daughter. I could hear tears in his voice. At that moment I knew all the hard days were worth it. They were worth it. Today I am 23 years old. I am close to graduation. When I look back, I see a scared girl during an earthquake. I see a young student who cried in her dorm room, but I also see strong woman. I see strong woman who did not stop. I learned that life can change in 1 minute. The ground can shake. Homes can fall. People can lose hope. But I also learned that we can stand up again. We can build new homes. We can build new dreams. Turkey is my home. It is a place of rich food. It is a place of deep history. It is a place of warm people. It also has problems. There are still girls who leave school too early. There are still families who suffer after disasters. I want to tell their stories with respect and truth. I want to tell the stories. My journey taught me that education is not only about books. It is about courage. It is about saying I can, even when the world says you cannot. My mother's quiet strength gave me power. My father's belief in learning gave me power. My brother's support gave me power. In the future, I want to travel to different parts of Turkey. I want to speak with farmers. I want to speak with workers. I want to speak with workers. I want to speak with students. I want to speak with mothers. I want to show their lives to the world. I want young girls in small towns to read my articles. I want them to think, if Eileen can do it, I can too. Sometimes I still feel fear. But now I know fear does not mean stop. It means move forward with care. When I close my eyes, I see the stars above my grandparents' village. I hear my mother's voice. I feel the shaking of the earth. I feel the strength in my heart. My name is Aylin Demir. I was born in Gaziantep. I am the daughter of a teacher and a seamstress. I am a survivor of an earthquake. I am a student. I am a future journalist. And this is only the beginning of my story. This is the beginning.